to episode 179 Toolboy Radio. This week we're joined by a guest and we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a daddy. That's right, we're talking about fatherhood. So without further ado, let's say hello to our host.
Thank you, Matilda, for that introduction. But first, let's say hello, as promised, to the other host, Gaza.
Yeah, evening all, evening the world. Not quite sure where this podcast is going to go, like most episodes. But looking forward to sharing one or two sort of funny stories with our guests and hopefully making people realise that perhaps they're not quite as bad as they perhaps once first thought. So looking forward to this, and who knows where we go when the beer flows.
Yeah, cheers for that, dude. It didn't seem quite appropriate having my daughter say that. So we're joined tonight by Dave McGuinness. You'll know him from his Facebook page, The Busy Dad UK. It was his idea for this episode, dude. So go and say hello and tell us the principle behind it.
Right, hello everyone. Yeah, well, it was just a case of just as a busy dad, and obviously I'm building the Facebook group and stuff. But I don't know. It just, and I'll be honest with you, I know Josh Whittaker and Rob Beckett don't sue us, but it's pretty similar to that. I was listening to that and thought, you know what? It's true what they say about parenting and stuff. Like, okay, so there'd be normal stories we've got that happen on day-to-day life. And you think, oh my God, I'm the worst parent in the world, and we're not. And there's loads of things that happen, and it's just we just want to hear it to make ourselves feel a bit better. Really, that's all it is. It's just it's pretty straightforward as that.
Indeed. And what we've done as well, so Dave's thrown it open to his Facebook page, and we've thrown it open on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If anybody wanted to share some stories with us, did we want to share those stories first, get them out of the way first, Dave? I know you got one which, want to remain anonymous. So let's.
You want to remain anonymous, yeah? So I'll be reading it out. But yeah, there's two actually. They sent it as two. So we can start off with that. Why not?
Go for it.
Right. Okay. So here we go. So first thing it says. Please avoid the name and I don't be mentioned. Right, okay. So I was visiting my mum and dad. They have to the floor ceiling sliding wardrobe doors, and I nearly give the name away then. My child had just got out of the bath and was playing hide and seek. And next thing they came out and said, "I pooed." He'd done a big poo, but where? Well, in my mum's shoe. So that's grandma's shoe. So, so that's there. So he's gone and done a basic poo in his nan's shoe.
That sounds intentional.
And there's another one who's on a rugby break, and there's a small group, and they've basically gone to the bathroom, and it's been a while. And looking at this, he's had a wee in the shower instead of in the toilet, but then tried to flush the toilet, but it was actually put the shower on, so I got absolutely soaking wet, and then just stood there and froze, absolutely soaked, and didn't come out because he didn't know what to do. What are you going to do? So so they're the two stories I got. So it's quite a PG, really, not even that bad. A poo in the shoe, that's sound, isn't it?
No, yeah, so, we've all done that.
So, well, thank you for sharing that, by the way. And I'd like to say a word, you're anonymous. So.
Indeed. So I'll share one. We got this got sent to me via DM on Twitter, but he is happy enough, God bless him, to have his name shared. Yeah, he was happy enough to say, because I did promise I'll give his podcast a shout out as well. So that might be the. So it's Jay from the Porn Stash podcast. So if I tell you it's a podcast about porn movies, then you might expect what is coming next. Okay. So this happened a while back, but still one of the better stories I have for the kids. The wife and I were in the bedroom with our son, and he had passed out. The wife and I got up and started fooling around. Keep in mind, it's pitch black in the room. Anyways, we moved to the bottom of the bed, and she's bent over, and we start getting pretty loud. Clapping sounds going on in the dark here. But I realised the problem. There was too much clapping. I stopped, but the clapping continued. I said my son's name, and he started laughing. For whatever reason, little man woke up, thought we were clapping about something, and just joined in.
The clapping.
The clapping. Yeah? Let's make that very clear.
Just in case you thought it was something else.
Oh my God.
I know. Yeah,
so what are you being over this? A poo in his shoe. Don't want to tell anyone. Yeah, banging away. And oh my God.
The thing is, though, I mean, how many times have I mean, I don't know, but you know, me and the missus, and you know, we've been away with the family and stuff, and you go through that phase of when they're much younger, you know, you have your family room, and you're just like, really, for 2 weeks we're away, whatever. It's like, come on, you know what I mean? And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that we did get jiggy with it and stuff, but you know, you sort of can imagine that people they maybe get carried away in the moment. They're just thinking, dude, like your kid's right there. Do you know what I mean? So.
I know what you're saying. I can sympathise. So I know when Kim and I were trying for a second, okay, I'm going to keep it clean because otherwise she'll listen to this podcast and I'll get myself in trouble. and we rented a room and we went to Stratford upon Avon and she sort of said, well, you know, this weekend, yada, yada, yada. I was like, okay. It was in the back of there and, you know, so got a nice bottle of wine in and what have you. But we had a suite, okay? So we had a separate bedroom, nice four poster bed and what have you. And then it had a living room area as well. But this is a very, very old room. First of all, I'm 6'5", okay? And the doors were like 5'10" at best. So I was banging in my head every time I went through them. That was the only banging that went on as well. Because there was a doorway, but no door. So it's like, oh, no, I can't. It's not the same thing, do you know what I mean? Especially with Matilda and her inquisitive mind, God bless her. There, so that one put a kibosh on that one. Yeah, couldn't do it. Couldn't go through with that. It was just too hard. So fair play to you though, Jay. Fair play to you, dude.
Yeah, well done, Jay. Happy days. You know?
Yeah.
It's interesting to say that because at the minute, my youngest was 18 months, and even if I show any affection to me missus, or she comes give me a cuddle or a kiss, he gets jealous.
Oh yeah.
Mad. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
My youngest is 16 years old, and still does that now. So like me and the missus, you know, it's like, you know, what, it's like morning, whatever, a little quick peck on the cheek, whatever. She'll like, you're 16 years old. Come on, get over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've a feeling that won't ever change, dude. I think she's gonna be always prying you apart with a broom.
That's what it. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you see, like, come on. We are allowed to. Strangely enough, it's happened before. Hence why you're here.
I need to bring this up because it'd be different because obviously yours is 60. Have you heard yours swear yet? Well, I imagine you would have done. You ever heard me swear?
Oh, my eldest. So my eldest is 17. She's 18 in you know a couple next month, and we were having sort of meal around sort of tea time sort of thing, and she said something just dead naturally and then swore and then literally did like a double take and so went as though like it was like really bad, and it was like the first time that I proper heard her swear like in conversation. And obviously kids swear all bloody time when they're at school and stuff, but it's probably one of the first times that she's sort of proper sworn like around the table, and I did a proper dad. I was sort of like give her the glare, and she's like and I was like, I'm only joking, I'm only messing sort of thing, but yeah, she was proper put out there that she's sworn. It's dead funny.
Well, I've got a bit of a story, so it links in there about the swearing. So bear in mind, my children are only 18 months and 3 years old, but a couple of months ago they had bad chicken pox. No, chicken pox is bad, but they had it bad. It was like measles. It was like, honestly, and they get everywhere. It's tight. So like they got up the bum and everything on it. So it's really nasty in it. Anyway, so my 3-year-old's wiping his bum, and he must have caught a chicken pot. And he went, fucking hell. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can swear.
Sound. So he went, fucking hell. And I went, what? And I was like mortified at this because he doesn't snore at me, but fucking, I was like, but they said in a weird way, I was dead proud that he'd like put it in context, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What? But he went, fucking hell. Oh.
That was brilliant.
That is good. He's used it in context though. Let's take the positive out of that situation. Yeah.
But like, you know, the thing they say the key is like, don't react though. If you say, don't do that, because that'll make it worse, and if you laugh, that makes it worse. So you're supposed to ignore it. But funny enough, he doesn't say it all the time. But he said it again today. It was in Morrison's. He was in the shopping trolley. For some reason, he just went, fucking hell. And but the trouble is, because Ellis is with him now, he's a copycat, so he went, fucking hell. Like, oh. Then I went, fucking hell.
Just wheeling around Morrison's again, fucking hell.
Three Russian dolls, around Waddison's, man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, bless him, bless him.
Yeah.
Well, I've used the phrase "little bugger" a few times to mine, and they do pick up on it. And then they'll say, "Well, Daddy says it, so it must be okay." It's like, and Kim's like, "No. If Daddy says
the
it."
amount of times that you've said to me, and you've said that you've heard either Tiddy or sort of JJ, but more particularly Tiddy, sort of saying, either going into school or saying something. Is like, well, where did you hear that from? Well, my daddy says it.
Jesus Christ!
You must have proper picked up on stuff that you've been saying. They're funny.
Well, he's saying Jesus Christ.
Wow.
He keeps going Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man,
Jesus Christ.
What? The best one is like, because I sort of, when you sort of like, instead of saying fuck, you just go, oh, crying out loud. You know what I mean? You just tailor it at the last second. Well, Tiddy's picked up on it, and she hasn't used it in the right. That's Matilda, by the way, if everybody knows. So she's not using it in the right context. So the other day, like, she bumped her knee, and she's lying on the floor, and she's holding her knee, and goes, "Daddy, I'm crying out loud."
Yes, you are right.
Yeah, you are
crying out loud, but not in the way that you think that you should have used that in context. I like that.
like I say, I wrote down a list of funny stories that I thought, the things that came to me, and I wrote them down. I have literally got hardly any for JJ. He is like a gem of a child. Although the other day when we were at my mum's, we've been to my mum's, we were walking out, and again, he's picked it up off me, just going off of what you're saying there. So he's walking out, he just goes to my mum, "See you later, you little pillock." I was like, oh.
Yeah, and where's he hearing that from, Adam? I don't know.
Yeah, we know, don't we? We absolutely know. So I'll share one. I've shared the story with Gaz before. Like, so when we just had the one, so when Matilda was a baby, and it's challenging, isn't it? Getting out there. You're used to doing stuff, and you're used to like going out having a beer, going out with a meal with your missus, and you want to try and when your kids, we got the one, you want to try and have a go at that, and it's a challenge. So we went and literally Pizza Hut as well. So there wasn't even anywhere fancy. So we're in Pizza Hut, and like she'd pooped. Okay, so the wife says to me like, "Take and change her," and I'm not a big fan of the old of that side of things anyway. So I took her away, and she said, "Instead of taking the bag in, just take a nappy and take just one pack of wipes." I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. I can do that." So I got there and literally opened up the pack of wipes. There's 2 wipes in there, and I'm thinking, I've been stitched up here. I have been absolutely stitched up. So I was changing Matilda, got her undressed there on the table, and literally there's shit everywhere. And then at that point, she shits again. And pisses everywhere. So it's all over her clothes, all over everything that's clean there on the side. And I've got 2 wipes to deal with this. And as I sort of jump back, the new nappy, I dropped it into the toilet. So the one clean nappy I have, it's literally soaking wet. So it's like, what the hell do I do? All the clothes are covered in piss and shit. I've got the one clean nappies in the toilet. So I got absolutely nothing to do. There's nothing I could do. So I literally just scooped her up underneath my arm and just walked into Pizza Hut with this naked child. Just covered. Yeah, just completely covered him up. I was like, "Kim, need to take over. It's ridiculous." Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, I was mortified. It's like you're walking past people who are eating, and you got a child that's covered in shite.
I had a gift. Honestly, I've got a better. Since being a dad, that's the good thing about being a dad. So obviously, I was doing the groundworks, and they're doing the manholes and stuff like that. They used to do. I can't brush my teeth. That's how bad I am. I've got a proper bad bite. So I like celebrity when they do the bush tucker trials. I'm like. So going into groundworks and messing with that stuff, it wasn't for me, and I've lost my So, but funny enough, like it's like a superpower being a dad. I honestly, I can do the nappies and all that. I'm sound doing it. It's mad, and it's made me more. It made me better than doing the groundworks. Well, I won't say it made me better doing the groundworks, but it made me more tolerable to poo smells.
I remember sort of the missus saying that I think it was my youngest, and when she was like really, really, really small, and this has happened like loads of times, but she went when she was like really sort of just newborn, and she went to be weighed. So what they did is they sort of, my missus sort of undressed her and stuff, and then put her on like the scales ready to be weighed, sort of thing, and the midwife was there. and basically she just lay in the back in these scales, and I don't know whether or not she actually did, but like the missus, like she figuratively just put her arms behind her head and just went, and then basically just shit and piss all over the place, and it's just as though she's just waiting for it to be absolutely just stop like naked in the scales, and it's just like, yep, that's me, sort of thing. Literally, and the missus was like, she could have died of embarrassment. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe that. She just like shit and piss everywhere. The midwife was like, oh, don't worry, it happens all the time, but it's one of those you're like, does it really, or are you just saying that to make me feel better? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet. I know they pick the moments, don't they? They do pick the moments.
And it's been a new dad. Sorry, you first, go on.
No, I was going to say
the tip, Jess. Go on.
No, go for it, mate. You go first.
I was just saying, obviously, when he was saying there about when you're a new dad, because it's not been that long for me, really. I didn't have a clue. So, like, all these tips you get now, it's easier in a second, but like you say about getting them changed, covering the willy up with a wet wipe, because when the fresh air comes, it sets it off, doesn't it? So then it's like a little sprinkler. So it's trial and error. So I didn't know stuff like that. It's only because like the missing. But yeah, that's a little tip for someone who might be a new dad coming up or something like that. But you don't. It's like I say, you do one nap, and as you're getting them ready, it's like you've not covered the willy up, so then it goes wee, and then it's everywhere. And it's like,
and why is it that you think, oh, okay, this is relatively straightforward. Yeah, this is just a run of the mill nappy change, and then you change, and you undo the dirty one. And I know it was sort of okay with nappies, and it didn't massively bother me. But you undo it, and they're like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. And then just as you're about to go, they go like this, you go, and then it's like, they're like, what, you little bastard? It's like, and now instead of it just being contained within the nappy, it's all over your back, it's on the side of the mat, and you're like, you've done that on purpose, you've been waiting until the nappy's off, and you're basically just like rolling around in it. You're like, how does that work, you little shit?
Oh, they murder, aren't they? They're rolling around and everything. So I feel well, I might just be able to do it, but I put his arms out like that, and then I stick the legs, me heels over his arms, so he's like down. It's like tight. It's like, I was like crucifix. It's tight. So, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Brilliant.
I'm open the only person who does it.
No, I still do that with my son now, getting him dressed in the morning. He fights it. He absolutely fights it. So literally have to pick. Honestly, it's like Jake the Snake Roberts versus Hulk Hogan every morning.
There was a guy, and he went on his sort of social media and stuff, and he was somebody that really couldn't do like nappies, and whether it's the smell or whatever. And I don't know where he's from, and he basically went viral for ages, and he'd open this nappy. And literally, as soon as you'd open it, you'd be like, and literally for the next like 2 minutes, the worst feeling is all you can hear is like him, and see him is like proper just like gagging and retching, and you're just thinking, dude, like if that's like one nappy, how the hell would you even manage a whole day? You know, if you're on your own, how do you get through the whole day? Because he's literally, his eyes are streaming, and he's like, he's off camera, and then he's filming himself. Honestly, how that guy gets through the day if he's on his own, I mean, fair play to him, but I have no idea, because literally for one nappy, honestly, it's so funny when you watch the video. It's brilliant.
I tell you, it's no joke. I've puked off the back of what, one of their nappies has set me off. Yeah, honestly, more than once. I tell you, it still gets me now.
Dude.
Right, yeah.
I've got a story from one of the work on the ground with. It wasn't me. Maybe he hopefully don't make me heave now. I've got a bit more tolerable to it. They say, I'll Saucy, okay, fucking gonna say his name, put it out there. So Saucy told me a story with this lad there. He must have been drinking and stuff, and his lad, must have been about my lad's age, about 3 or 4. And anyway, he had this bag cold, and he had these 2 green candles, and there was no and there was no tissue or anything. So the bloke just went.
Oh no, dude! Yes. Oh no, I'm squeamish. I'm very, very squeamish about that sort of thing. No, it's fine. My daughter does that now. Like she'll get her nose and she knows it. She knows it bothers me, so she will come up to me. Hey, Daddy, look. It's like, oh no. Just go away. I can't deal with this. So did either of you two guys do any sort of like preparation courses? You can do like the NCT, is it the National Children's something or Trust like course? Did either of you guys do that?
No, but one of those, just like, what, and they always sort of say, nobody teaches you how to be a dad and nobody teaches you how to be a parent. And you know what? Yeah, they're right. Nobody's written a book, although loads of people have written a book and stuff. But, it's that saying, isn't it? Like, oh, you can't write a book. You just do what you think and just because whatever, look, nobody can tell you whether you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong. Because at that time, at that moment, in that moment with the kid, you do what you think is right at that time. And who's to say whether or not you're right or you're wrong? Do you know what I mean? But no, never did, dude. Never did. Just went with the flow, and it is what it is. And touch wood, thankfully, got two absolutely belting daughters, sort of thing. They've grown up all right, sort of thing. So we must have done something right along the way. Do you know what I mean?
I will say this as well, Dave, because you don't know his kids. I do know his kids because obviously we're pretty good friends, and B, he does live just over the road from me. And I'm not going to say they're perfect, but they come about as close to it as they can. They are literally two of the best adjusted like young adults. They're way more responsible and mature than I am. It puts me to shame on a daily basis. No, but I don't know. I don't know what it is that you've done. Whether you could bottle that up and sell it. Because I tell you what, dude, if you could write a book, how you could get but if you could, as to how you got your kids to grow up the way that they could, I tell you what, dude, you could retire now. You'd be a millionaire because your kids. And I'm not just saying it because you're on a podcast. Absolute gems of parents.
Oh no, I appreciate that, dude. And look, we're dead lucky. Me and the missus are pretty grounded, and we've got, we're not massively strict, but we have certain, and sort of grown up, I suppose we had certain rules, not say rules, but expectations, I suppose, not rules, but just expectations of how people should, how your kids, you want them to behave, and there's a lot of modelling going on, so you model the behaviour and all that. I mean, I obviously, I work in education, so I'm a big believer in modelling behaviour and modelling expectations and stuff, and this is how you should actually model it in front of your kids, and they pick up on that and stuff. But no, I appreciate that, dude. We're dead lucky. Our kids are, honestly, they're golden. They're brilliant. If they're listening to this, then Amy will have a massive sort of smile on her face now. She probably should listen back to most episodes. So Amy, here's a shout out to you, sort of thing. But no, we're dead lucky. They're good as gold.
Do you think it is just luck then? Do you think it's just luck, or?
I don't know, dude. I mean, it's hard. If we were to have, I mean, obviously we're sort of, I say I'm slightly over the hill now. The missus will say she isn't quite yet, but I'm slightly over the hill now. So if we had another one now, would we do the same? Yeah. Is it in the environment? Is it? I don't know. Look, we're dead lucky. We've got two amazing girls, and within a couple of years of each other. So what we did right first time, we seem to have done right second time. So if we have another one, would we do the same thing again? Yeah, you don't know. But it's hard, because if you said to me, what was it that you did? I don't know. Like, you just you live your life the way that you think it should be led, and you try and model certain behaviours in front of the kids, and you try to bring them up with certain responsibilities and morals and all of that. But if someone said, well, what was it? What was that one thing or two things? What was your secret? Christ knows. Honestly, genuinely don't know. I mean, it must be something, but honestly, genuinely don't know. I wish I could write a book, dude. It'd be, as you say, it'd be, fingers crossed, be worth it, a bob or two. But yeah, honestly, don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Did yours ever say fucking hell or 3 years
ago? No.
No,
they didn't. No, and like I say, it's funny because obviously they do swear and stuff, and it's just, I suppose in conversation, the eldest, I say, so they're 17 or 16, and it's probably only the last sort of year to 18 months where the oldest one is maybe just the odd swear word in conversation has sort of dropped into the conversation, this, that, and the other. But round the lunch table, I suppose you do the the no phones at around lunchtime, and when you're eating, it's like no phones at the table, and we try to eat as many family meals as we can together, and we eat away from the TV, so we'll eat in the main, in our we've got like an open plan, so kitchen diner, so we'll eat in there. We don't very often sit in front of the TV eating, so we do try and have that family meal time, but it's only probably the last 12-18 months, and like I say, the eldest one, she was talking, and I can't remember what and I think she did drop the F-bomb, and it was like, and I only jokes, and I said sort of thing, and she's like, and she got not a bit embarrassed. Like, it's okay, you can swear, you are allowed, she's 17 sort of thing, but it's weird. But honestly, Dave, no, not really. Growing up, they probably didn't, but whether that's because, and I don't know, me and the missus, I mean, I don't tell you, after a couple of beers, I swear like a tree brack as well, and the best of them. But
he does.
I don't swear hugely in I say my normal sort of day job, obviously, and I'm not a sweary person. So whether they picked up on that and they just thought no, or look, I think we're really lucky. I think our girls have had they grew up around their friends who are similar in terms of their parents. We know their parents, and this, that, and the other end, that they obviously have similar values that we have, and they grow up around their friendship group, and they should perhaps rubbed off on each other and stuff. But honestly, no, we're dead lucky. We're really, really lucky. But in terms of what we did, how we did it, no clue whatsoever.
No, that's the fair dues. That's a credit to you. I was only joking, by the way.
Well, I do have a story, funnily enough, of my child showing me up in the supermarket. So we need to go back like about a day or so before. And so I was having a beer at home, and it's a bright red beer. Okay, it is Vault City. They do sour beers and they're fruit flavored beers. Gaz knows I enjoy them. Gaz absolutely hates them. Yeah, so I was enjoying this beer, and it was a strawberry, raspberry, and coconut beer. And I tell you what, it was an absolute gem with a nice sour taste to it as well. And Matilda said to me, "Can I have some?" And I thought, well, do you know what? I will let you have some, because my mum and dad didn't really let me drink.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I was old enough, I started smashing and got myself into a world of trouble. So I thought, if I let her have a little sip now, she gets that little bit of respect. So she tasted it. Bearing in mind, it tasted strawberry, raspberry, and coconut. And then it's got a sour taste to it, like a sour Haribo. Of course, a child's going to love that. You know what I mean? It's a big mistake. So she's, this is great. This is great. This is daddy. So fast forward to the weekend, and we're in Tesco's. We're doing a little bit of shopping. And I thought, well, it's the weekend. I'm going to pick myself up a couple of beers, aren't I? And I'm stood in the beer aisle. Loads of people around me. There's a guy shopping up the beers, and she points at the beer on the shelf and goes, "Daddy, is that the beer I like?" Gee whiz! I tell you, if you want to look like a bad parent, you got a 6-year-old saying that to you.
Brilliant. That's genius.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Going back to what you were saying before, though, when you do get a good report, it's how mint is it? That's like the ultimate feeling. Like when you get good feedback. Like obviously going back to Oliver, he had his report not so long ago, and he was saying like how he's a credit to us, and how he's so polite, which he is. He doesn't just say fuck off. He says please and thank you and everything as well. So he's like really well mannered. He's mint. He's honestly. He said his manners are like impeccable. Just son so young, and also just how he's so kind. So they're saying like if anyone ever falls over, if anyone's upset, he's the first one to go over and give him a cuddle and says, "Are you all right?" I just thought, I was like, wow. It's like, You know what I mean? So I'm probably touching on that as well. As a dad, I don't know if it's just me, right? But have you found yourself being like more emotional or soft since you become a dad?
Oh, dude.
I was watching GBT the other night with that magician, that young kid who's got autism. Mate, I was welling up. It's like, I was like, oh my God. And before, people are probably taking piss now, but I don't mind, I don't care. But it was like, honestly, it's mad.
Yeah.
And my missus made me feel that bad. She went, "You never cried on our wedding day." I went,
I did, but you just didn't see me. I was crying before.
What's going on? I said, I don't know. I said, thinking pregnant.
It's a true thing. I find myself like, you know what I mean? I sometimes like we made a joke when we did the episode about social media and whatever. You know, like I always send a load of memes to Andy, the other guy who sometimes presents the podcast, and he always sends a load to me. And I'll be sat on the loo and I'll be flicking through this stuff, sending off the funny stuff. And every now and then, like you say, and it's always about children. And I'm sat in the toilet blubbing away to myself like I'm having a breakdown. It is. You're really, really, really susceptible to it. But just taking you back then to, so when you're saying then about your little lad now, he makes you dead proud when they tell you stuff, and it is that you feel you puff out your chest and you think that's my genes doing that, Daddy son. Damn well it ain't.
Yeah.
But do you ever find yourself they're telling you this and you're thinking, why the hell do you behave like you do at home then? When if they're telling me how good you are.
Yeah. No, that's it. It's a mystery that.
Yeah.
When they are playing up and you're thinking, oh my God, and obviously this day and age, and it's like you can't. Well, obviously when I was naughty, me, I got slapped on the ass, like I got slaps and stuff, and like, but it's against the law. It's against, you're not even allowed to do that now. It's like, and then the naughty step, put him on the naughty step, and he just gets off the naughty step. It's like, I'm not supposed to do. And then there's all these rules and regulations and all these advice you get. Other people say, well, no, you've just got to finger this and say no. I don't know. And you naturally lose your rag. So, so the only way I put it on the dad's group today. So the only thing I'm probably wrong, but the only thing that works for us at the minute is like, right, phone it, please. Dramatic. No ET, phone it, please. We're gonna have scared of coppers. He's either gonna be a really good copper or he's gonna be scared of coppers. Like, and it's not. No, I feel proper shit as a dad when I do that. Like, but it's just like, they really not like. No, you can get the fake phone out and pretend to call Matt. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Matt, Mr. Policeman. Okay, he's coming. 5 minutes. But he does. He's just like, okay, and it's done. But I don't want to get to that stage. I do try to say, listen, come on. So
it's mad. See, same sort of thing.
Just think, Dave. It's like, Dad, I don't want to eat my green beans. I really don't like. Get your green beans. He's not eating his green beans. 5 minutes.
Well, it's only worth
eat your greens. Otherwise, the Rosses are going to get you.
Again, it's the ethical chocolate. I think I'm messing him up. I'll be doing that. I need to stop it. Like, you know what I mean?
See, I don't think so, because literally they just take it and they move on. It's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, certainly with Matilda. So same sort of thing. So she's coming from school the other day, and her school do this thing where you get given a point for every time you behave well, or you do something good, or you do some great work, what have you. And then you get to 100 points, you get a bronze medal. And she's the first person in her class to get a bronze medal. She's got 100 points. And she's telling me this, and I'm thinking, this is the same child who literally refused to sit on a naughty step. Like, same stuff. We try that. I've not tried the police one. I'm not sure. I'd be worried, actually, she'd take the phone off here and just do, no. No, come on, bring it on. Bring it on. Honestly, and it's like, you know what I mean? So, and I was super proud, but at the same time, you do think, must be two Matildas. They've given it the wrong one, surely. You know what I mean? But then we got her. We thought we'll tell her. We had Grandma around for dinner. She's around tonight, and we said, like, go on, tell Grandma what's happened at school today. So she sits there with a big smile on her face. She goes, well, I was saying to Alex, that's her little friend, says the other day I jumped on the couch and I jumped right on my daddy's lap, and he shouted, "I'll be nuts!" Not that story. Not that story. The one about the medal.
Also that in it.
Yeah. You do wonder, don't you? It's like, if you're that well behaved at school, why not at home? Why don't you respect the teachers? Why don't you listen to me? Don't get me wrong. I kind of get it myself. You know what I mean? I'm too soft. I'm too soft.
It's really difficult, though, isn't it? Because it's a completely different environment. It's the kids their own age, and they see other kids behave in certain ways, and actually it's pretty. To me, it's pretty stark that, if you've got a kid that's pretty grounded, if they're looking around and they're seeing other kids misbehave, kids pick up on other kids misbehaving. Now, whether or not they then think, oh, well, I'll do the same, or they think, oh, well, I don't want to do that, but they are really, really, really astute at picking up other kids' behaviours, and if you can model it in such a way that you don't want to behave like that, because kids understand that, because they will see that. They'll see that at school. They'll see certain kids behaving in certain ways, and they don't want to be associated with that particular type of behaviour, so they behave in a different way. And if you can model that in terms of, well, that behaviour is poor and you don't want to be associated with doing that, and therefore you behave in a different way, that makes it easier for them to understand. But school is a completely different environment, and then they'll see all sorts of stuff going on at school. They'll see good behaviour, they'll see bad behaviour, they'll see bright kids, they'll see not so bright kids. They're just a whole raft of various stuff going on. So, but it is a bit frustrating when you get your parents' evening, and it's like, oh yeah, oh they're good and they're this and that. They're so conscientious, they're really hard working, they're really polite. You're like, is this the same kid that just slammed the door in my face this morning or whatever? Do you know what I mean? You're like, really, you sure?
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, like JJ, literally, he'll grass me up. He grasses his sister. Mummy Matilda's done this. It's like, literally, you know what I mean? He's so well behaved. And he grasses me up as well. It's like, Mummy, Daddy swearing in the front room, he's saying naughty words. It's like, yeah, you better believe him. We're 3-1 down to Southampton. Of course I'm going to say
We're about to throw away the times, of course we're going to swear. Go on, deal with it, kid.
Spoiler alert, we did.
No, I'm just going back. We talk about our kids, but what was we like as kids? Like, I was a little bastard, mate. Like, I was little. So like, we used to play up for the babysitter, and we used wrestling, WWF, and everything. Like, proper. And then you start off show you fighting, then you get out of hand. Then we end up proper fighting, and like, but then the babysitter, fair play to her, she'd always go out back. She's like, yeah, she's been good as gold, yeah. It's been sound. She's stressed to death. Probably took about 10 years off the life. Like, she was proper pulling her hair out. And I remember being awake and listening to my dad when they come in, and I said, oh, you shouldn't grass me up. I said, little bastard. And then she's like, yeah, it's been good as gold, yeah. Same time next week, yeah. I think
yeah, James like this, she's like, happy days, here we go again.
Mad though, innit?
Yeah.
So
I'm the eldest of 3 brothers, okay? And it really didn't matter what I did. I could do whatever the hell I liked and be as naughty as I liked, because whatever I did, I can guarantee it was not as bad as my middle brother, John. And Gaz knows him. As a child, he was an absolute nightmare. I mean, just the stuff that he come up with. Like, I can remember he was about 7 years old, and the next door neighbour had a go at him for doing, I think being in her front garden, and like when she didn't want him there. So he went home and he took all the jam jars out of the garage, when he had nails and stuff in them, filled them with dog shit, and threw them over onto a patio.
That's like some sort of weird, strange, devious mind there. That's not only is that being misbehaving. That's like, right. How am I gonna get one over on you? Do you know what I mean? That's proper devious. That is.
But he was an absolute nightmare as a child. Absolute nightmare.
I don't think I massively. Well, I probably did misbehave. But it wasn't like naughty misbehave. I suppose it's just like perhaps not doing what your mum and dad asked, or maybe they're having to ask you 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times, however many times it was. And I was probably a bit. Some people's dads probably still am a little bit, but probably a bit arrogant and stuff. Growing up, as a bit like that like blasé attitude. It's like, yeah, I'll do it in a bit, yeah, whatever, and that. So, but I don't think I was ever like no. I mean, I never got in bother with like police or anything, the community stuff. But did we mess about? We probably did. I don't remember. I mean, I'm 49 years old now, so we probably did. I think if you ask my dad, my dad come on the podcast and said, did Gaz and his younger brother said, did they mess about? And he'd probably be like, fucking hell, yes. But I just don't necessarily remember it. You know what I mean? But we probably did. But yeah, I don't hugely remember it. But I think just being a bit insolent, a bit like, if that's the right word, is that the right word? Just a bit like sort of non-conformist in terms of doing what they've asked you to do first time. Go tidy your room, whatever, and it's just like, yeah, well, I'll do it in a bit. It doesn't need doing, I'll do it in a bit. And just that forever not doing it sort of thing.
That is an episode that needs to happen. They're getting Big Grey on the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine that? Oh my God, I don't know if that'll work. Yeah, I'm not sure that would do, if I'm honest.
I say, going back to funny, but we was a kid. Like, my mum told me a story. There's me, I'm the eldest, then there's Matthew, then there's Thomas. So there's a good 2 years between each one of us, or 18 months. And anyway, so Tom was born, and my mum said, I need to feed him. And me and our Matt turned around and said, no, it's all right, we already fed him. She said, what do you mean? And he's only baby, right? We've been trying to feed him pizza. So his little baby said, oh my God, could have killed him. He's like, thank you. I was trying to feed him pizza. But he reminded me of my 2 lads. It's a story links me onto my 2 lads. So our Ellis, he's what's name, he's lactose intolerant and like dairy intolerant. And And all of us, kind-hearted, like they murder for going in the fridges and trying to help themselves. They just because they can walk around and need locks on the doors and the fridge because they just go help themselves. Anyway, all of us, yeah, mate, here's a yogurt for you, pal. And it's like a Muller corner yogurt, and he's off. So I'll come in and like Ellis is eating this yogurt. I'm thinking, oh, he's shitting for not even eating in a minute. God, oh, like, yeah. So but the heart's in the right place, like.
Yeah, it is. So here's a question. For those guys who listen to this podcast who aren't a dad yet and they've got it coming up, what's the tip you give them heading into that pivotal moment of childbirth? Yeah, you know what I mean, where you've got, just irrespective of what your good lady's going through, we've got the real challenge here. We've got to get everything right. We've got to not fuck up. This is the one moment that we cannot fuck up. And I can tell you now, first time around, I did fuck up. I'll tell you now. We'll get to that in a second. But what's your best tip that you'd give to those guys?
Get comfy in that uncomfortable chair. How bad's that brown chair? If you know, you know that really that NHS brown chair. No. On a serious note, I don't know. I was probably really shit. I just kept being on my phone. What you can't do much, can you? Just like.
It's really. I remember it. So my eldest was born in July, and I'm a big golf fan, and the British Open was on TV, and I remember just sitting in one of the waiting rooms, and the BBC was on. Right, but they had the Open on, and I was like, right, just settle down. Like Tiger Woods. Watch. What now? What do you mean now? It's like, I'm going, they're gutted because I want to sit there and watch the golf like Mrs. Lynch. And I'm just like, what? Seriously? Just can't you just show me back up for a minute and just be watching golf for a couple of hours and just settled in there, nice brew. So I'm just about to watch the golf. Like, really? Now?
Yeah, no.
So how inconsiderate is that? You waited 9 months, just wait another couple of hours.
Yeah, no, that's mad that he said that. So there's a story we made when I don't even I've said names now. So yeah, so when Carrie went into labour, he's watching the darts, that Premiership darts stuff. Like, so I got in. My waters are broke. He's like, oh, all right, let me finish watching this, and then we'll go Aussie. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, that was that. And then it's with us, yeah. So the market once in town, the market it's like a food court now, isn't it? It's like it's proper up market now. Anyway, I love my food, mate. So anyway, there's a place called he's not paying me to do it, but called Cafe at the End of the University. If you're in Warrington, you need to go and visit him. It's mint, right? So yeah, there's other burger places available. But anyway, but no, on a serious note, right? This is nice burgers. So it's like this £10 burger they ordered. It's like Kevin Bacon burgers. I mean, it's like a stack of. Oh, mate, I'm thinking about it now with the loaded fries and everything. So I ordered this burger and paid me money. I was waiting, it was just about to come, and he missed the phone. Went, he went, oh, my waters are broke. Went, oh, happy? Okay. You don't sound happy. Like, no, it's all right, it's fine. Thinking, oh, crap. I'm like, right, so I had to go say, right, mate, cancel that burger, mate. He said, yes, I've got to go, what was it? So, yeah. But yeah, I just remember that. Like, Mimi said, I remember your reaction. I told her, she laughs now about it. Like, but the inconvenience of
the inconvenience of childbirth. It's like forget the woman. It's like you just think, a couple of hours just on my own now. But a couple of just get nice and set, nice and ready. It's like seriously, right now, come on.
Yeah. Well, see, the one thing you do is like you're told you got your bag prepped, you sat by the front door, you sat there for like a couple of weeks just in case he comes early, aren't you? So the wife, you got everything sorted. Yeah, sorted. Honestly, it's by the front door, it's not a problem. Snacks? No. Chocolates always goes in the fridge. We always keep chocolate in the fridge, give you that perfect temperature. So when you want it, it's there. Don't you worry. I've thought about it.
The podcast in itself, chocolate in the fridge.
Chocolate in the fridge, dude. Do you not put chocolate in the fridge?
No, well, I was, and then it got converted, and I'm like, I can't believe you put chocolate in the fridge.
Yeah,
chocolate in the fridge all day long.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, nice. Sits in your mouth, melts. It's lovely.
Yeah, definitely.
But therein lies the problem, though, because obviously then we got to the hospital. I was well sorted. I was, I'd only had the one beer that night, obviously, just in case I had to drive, and I did. And then we got there. She goes, "You've got everything. Bags, everything's packed." Like he gets a snack. Oh, I've left the chocolate in the fridge. Yeah, it was not popular. It was not popular. And Gaz will tell you, my wife, she obviously she's laid back. She'd have to be to put up with me, wouldn't she? Do you know what I mean? She's pretty chilled. And then like there's that moment, like so we were, you know, she was having a contraction and what have you. We're in the hospital. And the midwife, obviously, they've got they're busy. We're not the only people they're attending to. She's gone off to another room to attend to somebody else. And at that point, like the seriousnness of the situation hit me. And the second it hit me, I literally just felt my guts go drop lights off. Man, I'm gonna go for a shit. Like,
No. Oh.
Yeah. So look, so I went literally. I can hear Kim like screaming away in like in the other room. I was like, oh, this is. And I was, where are you? Where are you? It was like, okay,
you're joking.
No, I was like, I'm there in a minute. So it's one of those dudes. You just got to deal with it. You know, it's one. I wasn't going to do it in my pants, and I went through, and like the midwife's back in the room now. She goes, "Where have you been?"
The baby there.
No, the baby wasn't there. No, this is just contract. No, I didn't miss it. I didn't
missed it on the shit. Like, yeah. Oh, that's the worst. That'd have been the worst, wouldn't it? I know. Shit, missed the birth.
Yeah, imagine explaining that one. But no. But I got there, and she goes, "Where have you been?" I just been to the toilet. I said, fucking shit. I was like, all right, calm down. It had to happen. But honestly, like, you know, I mean, he's so out of character, so out of pocket for. And even the midwife said, look, you know, these things happen. He does have to go, bless him.
Oh, mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like for them, they can go there, and then it's sound for them, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Everybody tells you what a magical experience is. And I was relating it to a lad at work, like, and he says, was it good? It was like, yeah, you know, I mean, it's great, it's special, and it's there. You're watching your child come into the world, but at the same time, it is utterly horrific to witness it. You know what I mean? And he goes, "Oh yeah, I get it. Like someone smashing up your PlayStation." It's like, yeah, no, I don't. I get the analogy.
Oh, my son smashed up your PlayStation.
Yeah, ruining your favourite toy, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, dude, I'm not saying that. It was just, it is. I remember, like, so the second one, he was a water birth, okay, JJ was, and he ran the bath, and it's this great big bath there, and I was like, man, I would love to get in there now. That looks almost like a hot tub, but without the bubbles. And then at the end of it, it was like, I was so glad I was doing
it. It's all pure blood. We had a water birth for the second. Yeah, he's a magical. Like the candles and the mood, it's like, wow, this is. But yeah, but like I said, at the end, it's like someone's been murdered in the bathroom. It's like, oh my god.
It's horrendous, absolutely horrendous. But like you say, the start, you think, yeah, this is going to be good. And like I say, he shot out, and you know the expression, "You didn't know you were born." He didn't. Literally, he's still like, they had to rub his back and get him going because God bless him, he thought he was still in there, but he shot out pretty quick. That's my version of events. The wife might tell you differently.
That's your tell of the story, is it?
I know it's light-hearted, so I'm going to make up for last time. I'm going to keep it light-hearted, but I do think this is important, so I'm going to share it. It linked with the water birth, so there's a little bit of funniness in it, but also like a little bit serious. So basically, in the water birth, it's all going well, but there's a thing called strep B, so you need to, for new dads out there, really need to think it out. I think there's a lot more switched on now, and I was speaking to a new person who's had a baby the other day and said, no, there's really fun with it. In fact, my friend Nicola, they said like they swabbed and everything for strep B, but not a lot of people know about it. So research it is really important, and it's something that happened with us. So we had it for the first Oliver, and it's just swab. It's like a bacterial thing. It's dead common, and we had IV for the first pregnancy, so everything was sound. But for the second one, it comes and goes, and there's a negative swab for the prior to it, but because we had experience of it, we should have had the antibiotics anyway to give it. And just by having antibiotics on an IV, job done. So yeah, that's it. But anyway, so we were having the water birth, everything sound, and then they put is it a Kangol? Yeah. So I was at a drill. What's it when it goes into the vein? So like a
cannula.
That's the Kangol. The Kangol's a drill in it, like you get.
Yeah, you don't want that in your vein. That's completely different.
No, yeah. So what you said, so we got it put that in your vein. Well, put it in, but it didn't go into Mrs. Vein properly, and they only realised halfway through. So I'm holding her hand during this pregnancy, the childbirth, and then she went, ow. And I walked out and looked down at her hand, and you know, like the naughty professor. hand had swollen like the Nutty Professor's. Like, I was like, shite. And what had happened, it tissued, so the stuff was going into the muscle, not into the vein.
Right.
Wow. So it was mad. So they pulled it out. So basically, the baby had no IV antibiotics, so he was really ill. Like, so it's like, this suspected like he could have had meningitis and that. I was so scared. He's like in hospital for a week, but touch wood, I was so lucky. Everything was fine, and he caught it dead early, and it was the worst week ever. But he's 100%, and it's dead. It's like happy ending and stuff. But not everyone is. But so Strep B, look into it. It's massive. But it's like the Nutty Professor and everything. So just going to touch on that. But we need another funny story now because I sent everyone under.
We went to so my daughter went to my mother-in-law used to sort of so sometimes we'd take the girls to school, and certainly of an afternoon would sometimes collect them from school and stuff, and obviously me and the missus both work, and we always used to say if there's anything that happened sort of at school during the day, you'd have to ring like my mother-in-law, so ring my missus's mum. Anyway, we didn't sort of know this obviously until like when we got home from work, but my daughter had sort of we packed him off to school, sort of off you go, typical like first thing in the morning, like mad dead rush, like off you go to school. And we found out, like, so when we got home, they basically had to phone my mother-in-law to say, and I won't say her name, but she said, she's come to school with no knickers on today, so you haven't dressed her properly, she's got no knickers on. It's like, oh, are you kidding me? She's obviously got to school in like, your typical like primary school short dress sort of thing. She just sat there with no knickers on. He's just like, and at that point you just feel like, oh my God, crowd swallow you up, like really. And obviously like the next parent evening or whatever, or next time you see the headmistress, she's looking at you like, now, you're like, oh my God, like put your head down. Do you know what I mean? It's like so embarrassing. Funny. So basically, that's the phone up the morning and say, any chance that you can just come and drop some knickers off her? Obviously, like, really? Oh my God, horrendous.
No way. Have you got any phone pals? Have you always had any dressed up wrong?
I don't think so, to be honest with you. It's not very often I drop them off from school, to be honest. Like with with my job now, since it's changed, and prior to that in retail, I was always in early in the morning anyway. So I never had to do that anyway. But I don't think I've ever had to do that. But I will share a story about my son because, like I say, he is a little gem, but he does come out with some random things every now and then. So the other morning, so we're going back a couple of weeks ago, we sat there, like, said to Matilda, like, what do you want for breakfast? And like, she can't eat for breakfast. So she says, I want me honey Cheerios, please. I want a bowl of Weetabix, separate bowls, please. I want milk on the Weetabix, but I don't want milk on the Cheerios. I want 2 slices of toast. Can I have a crumpet and can I have a glass of lemonade? No, you're not having lemonade for breakfast. So yeah, so she has a breakfast. And you go, JJ, what do you want? Yeah, JJ, what do you want? I'll have an activity spoon, please. A what? He's activity spoon. Well, mate, what the hell? I've never heard this expression before. What is an activity spoon? I dreamt about it last night. I want an activity spoon. Okay, what is it? When we got down to the bottom of it, basically, it was a teaspoon with Nutella on it. An activity spoon.
Hey, brilliant.
Yeah. Bless him, he's a little gem. But no, I don't think I've ever done that. There's a couple of times, like Kim will say to me, like, did you brush your hair before she went to school? It's like, yeah. And I'm thinking, look at me. Hair is not in my. It's not something I have to worry about. No, of course I haven't bloody brushed her hair.
I think that morning we probably did brush her hair, and we did make sure that her bag was packed, and we did make sure that she was on the way, and we just sent her to school without any knickers.
No,
so that happens, it's just one of those.
Well, I've done shoes on the wrong feet. Yeah, that was bad. Fucking pot of goo. And shoes on the wrong feet. And my dad said, what's up with his feet? I don't know. I looked down, his shoes on the wrong feet.
Walking like Charlie Chaplin.
I and I had put stuff on back to front as well, and didn't realise. And you don't still see the label sticking out the front. Think, then maybe I've got backwards, man. That's
run a backwards day, run a reverse day today.
Yeah, like crisscross.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
For those back in the day. So I tell you what, there is another one though that always gets me because Gaz will take the piss out of me over the years because I am someone who does absolutely love Christmas, but doesn't Christmas change for you? I know we're in the middle of June as we're recording this, and it's July when it comes out, but doesn't Christmas change for you though as a parent? Isn't that special?
Yeah, no, yeah, true. Very, very true that.
Yeah, it's weird because as a kid you love Christmas, and then you sort of, I'm not saying you go through a period where it's not as exciting, but you do go through a period where it's not as exciting, you know. And then I think the next time it becomes really exciting is obviously when you have kids, because that period of time, and particularly, you know, not maybe when they're perhaps 1 or 2 and stuff, but when they start to, you know, get to 3, 4, and they start to understand exactly what Christmas means, and they start to appreciate, and they get into the you know, the season and all of that. It is brilliant, and just it does change it, because literally your whole just outlook on life just completely changes, doesn't it? You know, because everything then is just for the kids. Then that's just what you do. But yeah, I agree, dude. Like that, but it's weird to see. So obviously, you know, my kids are much older now, and I'm not saying because my youngest Christmas Day lunch with the family, that's still if you say to what's your favourite day of the year, it's Christmas Day. Not for the presents, but for the fact that it's all the food she loves eating. When she's like a raisin snake, you know, there's now obviously, you know, she's sort of 7 stone wet through sort of thing, but she loves sitting down with all the family, having that meal and having that time. And she says, hands down, that's the favourite day of the year. Actually, not for presents, but just for the fact that all the family, I say all the family there, you know, but, you know, mother-in-law, father-in-law, this, that, and the other, you know, great granddad and all of that sort of thing. So, but it absolutely changes it, and it's a brilliant time of the year. But they're sort of, you know, 17 and 16, and I think the next time me and the missus will get that, it's Christmas, will be when they have kids of their own and we're grandparents. Do you know what I mean? Because you do go through that little lull where not just it's a normal day, but it loses that magical aspect, and because you just want to be kids again, don't you? At Christmas sort of thing. So I think when they have their own kids and we become grandparents, I think that's when the next time it'll be like that magical bit again.
Can you imagine being a grandparent?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I can. I'm really looking forward to it.
I feel like a grandparent now. That's dude. My kid's that young. I feel that old. I feel like a grandparent.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I've got years, and you obviously got, you know, I've got 17 years of parenthood behind me, sort of thing. And
that's what I mean.
Well, I've had that, like, so I was nearly 44 when my first child was born. Okay, so when Matilda was born, I was nearly 44, and we were in Centre Parks, and my kids just creating havoc as they do. He's running around causing absolute chaos, and they're just being a right pain in the arse in the park market in the shop again. Okay, and I've got a bit of few grey whiskers. I haven't got anything but grey whiskers. Okay, and I hadn't taken my beard trimmer with me, and we'd gone in the winter time to experience the Christmas magic there. I had my flat cap on. Okay, yeah, I'm walking around the park market and they're fucking creating chaos. And a woman behind the till goes, "Are there running rings around your granddad?" You can fuck off. Yeah. That's when you hear the fucking hell.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, steady on, lovely. Check your facts first. That's how you insult your customers, that is.
Retail, though, I didn't even. I just work at Co-op. I've done it, and it's horrible. Oh, you mean granddad? I was like, no, it's my son. Oh shit, I won't be son up. I'm well shit, Dad. I won't. Okay, see, that's where they get it from me, don't they? Oh no.
Yeah. Quality.
Right there. So, but yeah, that is. You want the world. You want the ground to swallow you up, man.
Oh man.
That's me saying it. I don't know how you felt at the time. How did you feel at the time when they said that? Just annoyed or
angry? Yeah, angry. Dude.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what I mean? It's one of those ones. You're an older dad. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I say, I was when JJ's 2 years. So I was 45 when JJ was born. So I kind of expect a little bit. So you've got to make this mistake. There's plenty of people at 45 who are grandparents, and you know what I mean. It don't make them that old either. So that's just the way it goes. But it's like, come on now. But this is the thing though. But I'm with my wife. Okay, so my wife's a few years younger than me. I'm 50 this year. She's 37. She still gets ID'd if she's buying lottery in the co-op. Yeah, no word of a lie. What the fuck does that say about me if they're calling me granddad? You know what I mean? Telling you, dude.
A young-looking 37 and an old-looking 49.
Oh, I tell you, it's that old-looking, just 49.
Let yourself go a bit, haven't you there? Come on, granddad, sort yourself out.
I've been letting myself go since about the age of 5. But we're round about the hour mark now. So, Dave, I think the best thing you can do is, A, give us a little bit of a shout-out for your Facebook page so that people know where to find it and what to look for.
Yeah, no, so I've grown a Busy Dads community, so it's on Facebook. Look for the Busy Dads UK. It's, I think we've got 230 at the minute, but we just want to get it as many as possible. It's absolutely free content, just a dad community. There's that, and also I need a shout out for this because I've got myself in a bit of bother, right? So I'm doing the 3-piece challenge for Older Hay, but there's a minimum requirement. You need to raise 800 quid. I'm only on 200 quid, and the money needs to be in by the end of the month. So I'm myself because I thought it'd be a doddle. I thought, to be honest, after on the last podcast in January, I thought, well, as soon as it goes out there, I'm going to make £1 million for. I thought that's next to Tom, whatever his name was. I thought that's sound, job done. But no, I'm still only on 200. So I need some help. So even just a quid, anything. We'll obviously send the link out, but. Yeah, so otherwise I'm going to be in massive debt for him. £800 up an hill.
Remember last time I said send us the link? What didn't you do?
Probably didn't send you the link.
No, you didn't know.
You know what? I probably didn't even have a link at the time. I'm proper lastminute.com. Put it out like the day before. But I have got a link now. So yeah, I usually so I'll send the link out on the end of this. But yeah, please help Dave out and the kids. No, just mint causing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we had to spend with our youngest. We spent we probably spent several weeks. She went into hospital local and then had to get transferred up to Alder Hay. So we were doing, the missus stayed with her for a week, and I was travelling with the older ones sort of up and down the motorway, sort of every night sort of thing. So she was in there for probably about a week, and the work that they do for kids is just second to none in it. So yeah, absolutely, and we'll do we'll share on our social medias and it actually give us if you've got like a link to a page and stuff, we'll share that out and we'll pass the word around. We'll try and sort that out, Dave. No bother.
Yeah, thank you.
Donate as well.
Really appreciate that because I've shit myself now. I was more bothered about. I initially was shitting myself about actually just doing the 3-peaks. Now I'm shitting myself about actually not raising enough money for it. I think the 3-peaks are fine.
Yeah,
it was.
You'll get there in the end, dude. We'll try and help you along the way if we can, and we'll push it for you, pal. So if you send us all stuff over, we'll get it out on all social medias and stuff. We'll pass it around all friendship groups and stuff as well. So yeah, no bother with that.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah. My anxiety level's just gone back to like 2 instead of 10.
Well, we did something great at Ormond Street Hospital. We got very, very lucky with some of the donations we got there. It'd be nice. Yeah. It'd be nice if Mr. Dartwolf got involved again and tell you what, dude, that would be very good. He's very good for those sort of things. But you know, I don't think he's on Twitter anymore, unfortunately. So
yeah, shame.
I am just going to give a quick shout out. There a bit of commerciality. I'm going to give a shout out for Ollie Snacks. So if your olives, your nuts, your pretzels, your chocolate covered pretzels, head over to ollies-ollies.com and use the promo code Tall Boy Radio, all capitals, all one word, for 20% off your order if you are based in the UK. And with every order placed on their website, they donate a school meal to a child in need with the help of One Feeds Two. So, Dave, thank you for joining us. Been a fun episode. Would you like to say your goodbyes to our listeners?
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having us. We just had a laugh, really, it was. And yeah, remember, no one's doing as bad as they think they are. Honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. I'll see you soon. Take care.
Indeed. Gazza?
Yeah, just echo that. First time we have Dave on it, it was a good laugh. This has been a really light-hearted episode. So the trials and tribulations of parenthood and stuff. And just as Dave said, people have written a book about it, but you know what? Just do what you think. Do what you think's right. And if you do what you think's right, you're doing it for all the right reasons, and you're doing it for your kids. Then who's to say that you're doing it wrong? Do you know what I mean? So keep doing what you're doing, and you know what? Just there'll be times when you just look back at it, you reflect, and you'll go, you know what? Yeah, I fucked up there, but hey, everything worked out in the end. You know what I mean? So. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys, because you can guarantee that if you're doing it, there's somebody else out there that's doing it exactly the same way as you are. So, just keep your head up, keep smiling, and just remember, guys, fatherhood and parenting is a fantastic thing. You can't write a book about it. Everybody's different. Everybody's kids are different, but just keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. It's good advice, that is. And like I say, you will fuck up on the way. Everybody does. But the same thing is fatherhood, and the same thing in life. You learn from those mistakes that you make. And just remember that little bundle of joy that you're bringing into the world, no one will ever love you as unconditionally as that child will. It's pre-programmed. They will love you regardless. So they will, for all your warts and mistakes and all, and your grey beard and looking like the granddad, they will love you for it. So don't worry about it. You're doing just fine. Just enjoy the ride. And just every now and then, like Ferris Bueller says, stop and look around a little while. Take care, guys.
See you later.